Hello, and welcome back for more crashes to desktop than a full play of the PC port of Arkham Knight, down in the creepy crypts of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. And yeah, last episode ended with a cataclysmic crash, the likes of which hasn't been seen since Warner Brothers' eponymous Arkham Knight. But I'm pretty sure I know why, and I think I have solved the problem. Apparently, I am not the only one who has a problem with Jean Grey's constant returning from the dead. As you can see, legendary seeker Jean Grey was resurrected by the forces that be, and the fact that she was already back to life when it happened caused some kind of rent in the fabric of space-time, and the universe was just like, no, that's it, not doing it. And while that shit may fly in the Marvel universe, clearly regular universe just isn't having it. The Fates decided that one Jean Grey and her clone, because remember, not only do we already have a Jean Grey, we also have a Madeline Pryor, so technically we are rolling two Jeans deep already. And the universe just said, nope, that's it, sorry. Just keep your alternate universe Jean Greys where she never died for whatever reason. You keep those right to yourself, I'm not having it. And I gotta say, Darkest Dungeon, if you had hands, I'd totally give you a high five for just deciding to say, you know what, to hell with it, I'm checking out on the whole thing. It's a very Perfidious Pete move of you, Darkest Dungeon, and if I had it my way, you and I would be on a beach in jean shorts playing a little volleyball, slapping each other some sweet high skin. And this time I'm not talking about high five. Call me Iceman, Darkest Dungeon. Call me Iceman. Yeah. Anyway, okay, that kind of got weird for a second there, but whatever caused the rent in the space-time continuum does appear to have been fixed, because I just renamed one of our Jean Greys to Rachel Summers. Shards of the Phoenix Force are everywhere, blah, 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 kid of my, yeah, whatever. I've had enough of it. I'm tired of the triple Jean action. Let's just get back to work. Besides, with triple Jeans, we also run the risk of like a Jean triple horn situation. Triple Jeans, Jean triple horn. Nobody wants this to turn into a Kevin Costner flick. Literally no one. So you know what? Let's just take a pass on that as well. There was one other item that we needed to take care of, however, before we got to work down in the dungeon. Oh, no, you know what? Never mind. I apparently took care of it between episodes. We sent Alex Olson and Steve Rogers into the old sanitarium here. They had some pretty nasty diseases we wanted to get rid of. That seems to be sorted out. So let's see what's on the menu for this week here. What was that? Ancestor's Pen. Okay, it's real good. Long mission, though? I don't think we have the team for it, really. Or do we? I mean, Jean Grey is back, but one thing I did notice, when we brought her back from the dead, she didn't bring any of her clothes with us, and some of you right now are saying, yeah, new Jean Grey, all right. No, don't go there. I don't think we have the soup for it. I really don't. What else have we got? We've got a short champion mission for a feather crystal, which we already have a bunch of. What I really kind of like to do is a medium-length mission with our antiquarian. Is this possible, Darkest Dungeon? Is there anything respectable? What are you? Garbage, that's what. About the ruins here. Alright, well, we do still need deeds and we need crests. So going in for the crests is not a terrible idea. They really want us to have a sun ring. I don't really mind the sun ring. Bonus accuracy, bonus damage is not terrible. The bonus stress is a bit of a problem. What are you in a short champion? None of these have... The only one that has deeds is a medium-length champion mission for a focus ring, which I don't like because it has a big dodge penalty. The Ancestor's Signet is intriguing, and the 18 deeds are really nice, but probably... It just seems like a lot of work for 18 deeds. A long champion mission? Honestly, I'd rather just take the Antiquarian in somewhere where she would do a little better and just be... You know what? Let's just do the 3 corrupted altars. I'm okay with this. We'll give our Antiquarian another shot. All right, Buffy, it's time to whip out the platinum card. You got a wheel and deal for me, girl. You got your camping skills. All right. Festering Vapors is good. Get down. Get your Protect Me. You know, I almost never use Get Down. I use Protect Me more. Let's give you the Fortifying Vapors in case we need an emergency relief action for a little death's door. If somebody's on the brink of death, Buffy can wander over and give him her life-giving kiss. Is that one of Buffy's powers? I honestly don't know. I'm not really a huge Buffy fan. Not the comic book, not the TV show. Like Joss Whedon, but Buffy was just, it's a little too teen angst for me. Who else do we want to take on this mission then? We're cleansing 3 corrupted altars. You know, we haven't had Speedball down in the dungeon in a really, really long time. What abilities have you got, Speedball? Solo, finale, battle ballad. I mean, those are all pretty respectable. Your weapons and armor are straight up trash. And who would we couple you with is the question. Who would we tie you up with? That sound... man, I'm getting back to the whole Iceman Maverick thing. Who would we tie you up with? Get into a weird area, Pete. Get into a weird area. Maybe we just take Mary Walker instead. Now, because we need a dedicated healer. Maybe we just take Anodyne. Why don't we just... yeah, it's fine. We're already going in with a lack of damage. Let's not doubly penalize ourselves with just some kind of ridiculously crazy build. He says as he puts together what is starting to look like a fairly ridiculously crazy build. Flash daggers... yes. No, Electra Nachios is so good. We don't want to take her on this mission because I don't want her to get EXP. We could spare Colonel Fury. Admittedly, Colonel Fury we could run in. But we need somebody to go with that. Dick Grayson almost guaranteed levels. Betsy Braddock guaranteed levels. Electra basically guaranteed to level as well. I can't roll an... you know what? We may have to... I can't roll an antiquarian. I can't do both. I can't do an antiquarian. I mean, we could do Nick Fury. Admitted. Alright. To hell with it. We're gonna roll Nick Fury. Patrick Mulligan, you can't fight out of the second slot at all, can you? You could Noxious Blast. That would be the extent of your powers. We could roll Electra. I wouldn't... you know, honestly, I wouldn't mind having a level 5 Grave Digger, because Grave Diggers are real good. But we already have Silver Sable, who is real good. I'm at a bit of a loss. We don't really have a crew that's going to be good at this. That's the problem. We don't have a good crew for mid-length dungeons anymore. We're up Shit Creek. No paddles to be found. Never understood the up Shit Creek without a paddle moniker, by the way. Yeah, we can't take pictures. If we're gonna do it, it's got to be Electra. She's the only game in town. All right. Well, it's gonna be Electra then. We're gonna do it. Not quite nachos. All right, Miss Nachios, delicious, delicious Nachios. Show me what you're made of. We're going to unequip all of our trinkets. We have a whole bunch of duplicate trinkets. At some point, I really need to go down and get rid of some of these. How's everybody's camping skills, by the way? Good. And I just want to make sure everybody has 4. Electra, you need a 4th camping skill. Everybody else is good. All right, let's take Electra back and get her camping skill. I'm just going to straight over drag her up to the tent and be like, no, we're going to the tent. We're going camping, young lady. I hate camping. It's cold out there and there are wolves. Just you do it. I don't understand camping. Me, Perfidious Pete, as an individual, the appeal is lost on me. I don't get it. I don't understand the attraction of camping. Why do people want to do it? You arguably, if we think about this rationally, if you own a home or, you know, an apartment or even just if you pay rent somewhere, you're spending a reasonable portion of your income dedicated to having a nice, safe, secure place to live. You spend a big part of your every day paying for that. Why would you deliberately abandon it to go sleep in a tent in the woods? I mean, if you wanted to be miserable and uncomfortable and hot and bitten by mosquitoes and exposed to the wind and rain with no secure area to store your belongings, just quit your job and go live like a wild asshole out in the woods. Just become a hermit. You don't have to periodically be like, no, we need a break from. We're getting back to nature. We purposely segregated ourselves for nature, and you work like 20 hours a week to make sure that wall stays in place. Don't voluntarily tear it down, man. It's like if the Chinese just took sledgehammers and be like, you know what, this great big giant wall we built across the northern part of our country to keep the Mongols out. Let's just make some gates and let them in. How bad could the Mongols be, really? I mean, they seem like all right sort. They're probably, you know, once you get to know them and get through their thick outer skin, once you really get them to open up a little bit, I'm sure they're delightful people. Anyway, let's equip some trinkets. I'm all about the babbles today. So, what do we want to do? Stack a bunch of dodge on our armsmen. That's what we want to do. So let's start looking for plus dodge items. Who's got the dodge? Nope. Looking again, dodge here. Looking for plus 2 speed, plus 8 dodge. Pretty good. Let's go with that. We had another dodge item that we've been giving him. It's something that gives a bunch of dodge if we're in high light. Camouflage cloak, maybe? I know we have one. Where is it? Is somebody wearing it? No, because we unequipped all trinkets. Where's my camouflage cloak? Sort by rarity. I'm still looking for a camouflage cloak here. There it is. Beautiful. So that gives us, what, plus 23 dodge? That's pretty good. All right, not quite nachos. What do we want to roll with on you? Now, Electra, we will go with maybe some plus damage stuff. Sun Ring, bonus accuracy in the highlight. We are going to be rolling highlight. That's just Perfidious Pete is afraid of the dark. It is no. Bonus accuracy, bonus crit. For a penalty to dodge, we're not taking penalties to dodge. Something that gives us damage. We're not going to be in position 1 to take advantage of those Brawler's Gloves. We could go for the Berserk Charm, but we already have plus stress damage. I'd like to try and mitigate that some if possible. Could go for the Calming Crystal, which is just, you know, lower stress damage, extra dodge. Don't hate it. Gives us a bonus damage if we're hurt, which is intriguing, but probably not what we're looking for. You have damage, right? Yeah. I think I'm just going to go for the Calming Crystal here. Antiquarian, I really don't give a shit what you carry into the dungeon. I mean, literally anything is fine. The only thing I know that you're going to be carrying for sure, one Ancestor's Map. That's your job. That Ancestor's Map, that's your duty. You're going to be carrying that. Bonus to heal skills. Arguably just seems so dubiously useful. What the bonus speed? No. Bonus heals received is not terrible. We could also just give you the... don't we have like another scouting item? We have another map or book or something, right? We could lower our chance of being surprised, which is not terrible. Isn't it this? The survival guide. Yeah, let's just do that. -1 speed. You get even... Oh, that lowered your damage? Why? I guess it didn't. It just lowered your speed. Never mind. You have some kind of quirk? What is making you have lower damage? -10% damage if HP is below 50%. I'm fairly sure she's not hurt at the moment, but sure, whatever. And then, as usual for a Madeline Pryor, we're spending a lot of time on setup here. I'm sorry, I'm deliberately wasting your time. I'm doing something unusual. I don't think we've actually ever tried this particular penalty to stress damage, bonus heal skills, penalty to stuns, penalty to speed. Don't really care. All these things are fine. Let's provision the team, and I'll stop wasting your time. It's been a few days since I played Darkest Dungeon. Just recently got back from my little vacation that I had, and you know, got to bear with me while I'm getting back into the swing of things a bit. Got to find my groove. If my name was Stella, I would go to, you know, a Caribbean island and bone Tay Diggs, and that would be how I find my groove and got my groove back. But this is Darkest Dungeon. I'm gonna have to seek other methods than, you know, of reclaiming my groove than having casual sex with Tay Diggs. Not that casual sex with Tay Diggs wouldn't restore my groove. I'm not firing shots at Tay Diggs. I'm sure it's quite groovy to have sex with Tay Diggs. Just not really how I roll. They should put a curio in that just be like sex with Tay Diggs. You walk in and it's just Tay Diggs sitting on a bed, just lying there in the middle of the dungeon, all sultry in her pose, arm propped up, on one hand on his cheek, propped up, legs splayed, pair of tight Calvin Klein undies on, and be like, yeah, you want your groove back, baby? Come and get your groove. So we have tons of scouting. We're gonna have to fight a little bit at least. I'm expecting we're gonna have to do probably most of this dungeon too, based on the layout, which sort of sucks. But going deep on this dungeon is not necessarily bad, because again, we're just here for Buffy Summers. We're here for the ducats. We came for the money. Completing the mission, sure, that would be a nice sort of secondary objective, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's fine. As long as we walk out with all of the loot, we don't really have to care. Go ahead and get our torch. Again, we do want to be above 75 torchlight when fighting whenever possible. We have surprised the enemy, which is unfortunate. Alright, double flashing daggers. Good damage from not quite nachos. My festering vapors. Who wants it? Who wants the festering vapor? How much damage does this do anyway? 3 points for 3 rounds. Well, it doesn't kill anyone. That might. Ooh, Buffy taking out a skeleton. That's what happens when you're the undead and you mess with Buffy. She will take you down. Let this be a lesson to all you undead out there. Don't muck around with the buff. That guy's stunned. We could probably avoid killing him. Let's have Madeline Pryor drop a holy bomb on that guy. And now we're going to take 8 trillion stress because these guys are going to go 16 times in a row. It's fine. I mean, this is fully expected. We knew this was going to happen. We do have to be a little concerned about our stress levels, though. Stress relief is the one thing this group does not really feature. If Buffy Summers gets afflicted, my heart is not going to be broken. She is also marked. Festering Vapors this person. That's fatal damage. We can now ignore that unit. Some stress from Madeline Pryor. Fantastic. Boy, we're really getting it piled on here. This is real good, guys. Fantastic. We did get the kill. 3 stress relief for Not Quite Nachos. I find nachos to be a good source of my own personal stress relief as well. When I'm feeling a little down, a little blue, you know, some nachos, they'll cheer you right up. Little, you know, just a good old burst of nacho, juicy goodness. It'll perk you right up. A little jalapeno in there, maybe get, you know, 17 herbs and spices like the Colonel's secret recipe chicken. That critical is nice. There we go, a little stress relief. Colonel Fury showing these boys and girls how it's done. Kick to the face for you, then. Not Quite Nachos pulls the kill. We might as well toss a heal here, just in case we could maybe get a lucky crit. And we did not, but this unit is dead anyway, so we got nothing to fear. And now let's start raking in what we came to get. Oh, we're definitely taking the rare antique. White Amulet. It's actually pretty good. Good enough that I'm going to use that bandage, take the Blight Amulet, pick up the gold, throw the citrines on the ground, and continue my journey. These are just curios, not the actual interactable curios that we need in order to complete the mission. I'm almost willing to bet, and by bet I mean, I would wager... You know what, if you said, Pete, you gotta put the pink slip in your car on this, that there's gonna be one of those curios over in this little edge, I would probably take that bet. I'd bet you for pinks on this one. I wouldn't race you for pinks, because one of us would crash and die. But, yeah, I'd risk it on this one. More stress. That's real bad. We're getting a lot of stress damage here. We do have a camping shot available, and we have plenty of camping stress relief skills. So we could do a little stress management. It's just the timing is going to be the interesting part of that. We will bonk this man. Mostly I want to set up the marked riposte action. Who should we hit here? Well, we could get a kill. Or not. Man, alright. Buffy lets us down. Well, she pays the immediate price. That's what happens when you miss a swing, Buffy. Some crazy skeleton man throws a goblet full of blood right in your face. It's to be expected. Goblets full of blood should sort of be your part and parcel, too, at this point. I mean, you've been hanging out with vampires for like the last 65 years. Aren't you used to that by now? Madeline Pryor with the monstrous whiff. It's sort of to be expected. That skill doesn't hit particularly well. Huge critical. We got a massive 4 stress relief from the fact that Electronachios just threw a knife through that man's heart, out his back in through the back of his chest, and out the front of his chest with his heart impaled on it, still beating. It seems like a remarkable feat like that is worthy of a little bit of stress reduction. Call me crazy. I'm going to try and stun this man, because I don't want to take any more stress when he beats me on a speed roll, which invariably is going to happen. Give me the Fester and Vapors. Hit him with the Fester, they'd say. Give him the old vapor action. It's like Vic's Vapor Rub, except with more poison.
Destroy them all.
Let's stack a Blight. This way, if for whatever reason we don't get that man killed, see, he's going to take damage. He's actually dead right now. We don't have to do anything to you. I'm going to, but I didn't have to. I wasn't compelled to do that. You know what? I did it because it pleased me. I did it because it felt good. It was my decision. Buffy has way too much stress, but it seems way too early to camp. I'm torn like a Natalie Imbruglia song here. I wouldn't mind having these bust either. We're definitely not going to throw the key on the ground. If there's one thing we're going to keep, the key is it. We will keep a key above all others. No, you may not touch that. In fact, to hell with books. Nope, let's just pretend they're all E.L. James books, guys. Nothing there that anybody needs to see. Nothing that nobody wants to read. Things that, you know what, are honestly better left invisible to the world. Well, this is a terrible situation. Alright, well, we can get excellent damage from... Man, Electra Not Quite Nachos really is holding it down. So let's put on the riposte. I've got a plan here to try and keep Miss Summers a little out of trouble. Protect me, if you would, good sir. Please, and by protect me, I mean you gotta start taking my stress damage, because I'm gonna take all of it, and it's gonna be bad for everyone involved. Madeline Pryor comes through. We did manage to get a kill. We step in front of that, we dodge it, and then we riposte. I am loving the man-at-arms with the extra super dodge riposte action. It really does work quite nicely. And now we're going to start stacking bleeds on Big Fatty here. Blights, rather, not bleeds. You wouldn't want to bleed the Fatty. He's going to have extra blood because, you know, heavier people tend to have more blood volume. Just that's how science works. More blood, you know, higher body mass equals more blood volume. It's just the way it goes. So blights are going to be more effective. You can poison them just as easily. We still have our dodge, guard, riposte action working. We can just have Buffy refresh that next turn. Let's get a little bit of heal because everybody has a little damage on them. We can have Anodyne use her magical healing powers to keep us safe. And that's why we did it. We knew the ground pound was... Ugh, the double stun is real... Okay, never mind. Well, if history has taught us anything, Buffy is doomed. She's immediately gonna die. She'll just be... This guy will ground pound again and crush us like 15 times in a row. She'll take an 88-point critical, and then the next hit will be a death blow that kills her. It's just... That's the way this works. Nobody gets a virtue. It's simply not allowed in our Darkest Dungeon playthrough. Except, as much as I hate Buffy Summers and sort of antiquarians in general, you know that Buffy's gonna be the one person that manages to pull it off. She'll be the one that somehow finds a way. Oh, everybody else got, you know, accursed and drowned into the hoary drawn depths of the eternal darkness and despair, but me? Well, Mommy and Daddy's credit card, I just went down to the mall, got myself, little Orange Julius, and suddenly everything was right with the world. What's not to love about Orange Julius? More ground pounding. We have not really been doing fantastic in the dodge and the ground pound department here, fellas. Ladies. I guess mostly ladies. Picked up a few tricks from your old master. Donald Sutherland taught you a thing or two? Well, I've seen that movie. Donald Sutherland did, in fact, teach you a thing or two, despite the fact that you didn't seem to be too inclined to learn what the Donald was trying to teach you. Me, if I had a chance to learn from the guy who played Oddball in Kelly's Heroes, you know, I'd take every chance I got. I wouldn't squander any of it. I gotta have deeds. The deeds are basically what we came for. I came for the deeds. We got the full scout, so now we know for certain whether we need to go here or not. Curio, quest location. See? If we were racing for pinks right now, Vin Diesel, I would be driving around in that sweet GTO of yours, and what would you be doing? Yeah, you'd be like, oh man, that's gonna say you owed me a 10-second car, but then you outraced me, and now I'm walking home. Could have made Vin Diesel walk home, man. Ultimate insult. I'm trying to figure out what I want to get rid of because I want these sapphires. I can't really afford to get rid of any food. Deeds and busts, I can't really afford to get rid of. I could afford to get rid of the key, but... And this blight amulet, I don't think we have. Well, I hate throwing sapphires on the floor, especially after I used a shovel to retrieve them, but... There's no better option on the table. They're the least valuable thing we've got. Rose, you've got to let the sapphire amulet go, Rose. You got to throw it over the edge of the ship, even though that's a monumentally stupid thing to do. Jack fucking already sacrificed his life for that. Pitching a valuable piece of jewelry overboard's not going to bring... Now, you know what? Never mind, Rose. You weren't that smart to begin with. Why would I expect you to correlate those two things? You know what? Forget about it. It's fine. Honestly, I'm not sure why Jack was so infatuated with you. You seem kind of dumb. Am I firing shots at Kate Winslet? Pete, is that what you're doing? Yeah, I'm totally firing shots at Kate Winslet. And you know what? I would say I don't think the movie Titanic is very good. And I can still say that I don't think it's very good. But honestly, I've never seen it. I made a pact. I made a vow when that movie came out that I would never go see it. And, well... I'm not really a man known for his convictions. I frequently, resolve to do things and then do not do them. But in this case, this is one time where I can say my assertion that I would never see the movie Titanic, not even in passing, not even by accident, I have stuck to my guns on that one like McCree at high noon. It's no Titanic. I was hoping Buffy's knife might be able to seal the deal, but that's okay, because I think Electra Nachio's probably able to pick to the face this man. Yep, turns out his face was not pick-proof, And we are ooh, okay, I need those.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
It's definitely a slow and insidious killer. You know what else is a slow and insidious killer and slowly and insidiously killing my fucking good, calm nature? A lack of friggin' inventory space. That's one of the reasons why I hate these missions. Taking up all my inventory space. Now I gotta fight in this room. I'm gonna be wandering back through the dark, gonna get ambushed by the shambler with the stupid antiquarian in my party. Everybody's gonna die. Shit's gonna hit the fan.
A singular strike.
It was a pretty solid start, I gotta admit. I wouldn't know, I don't necessarily know if it was a singular strike, but it was pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Protect Me riposte, just to double up our opportunities to riposte. We should be able to bonk this guy to death. So we're still gonna get 1 unit dead. And I think, yeah, maybe 2. That's my girl, Anodyne coming through in a pinch. See, Jean Grey would have failed at that. Jean Grey would have mucked it. She'd have found a way to mess up because she'd have been distracted by trying to decide whether she was actually in love with Scott Summers or Wolverine. I can't make up my mind. I'm sort of like a proto-Bella Swan, and I don't know why I do this very diminutive voice, but this is the voice that Pete uses. I have a problem with the indecisive female lead like that. Don't toy with people's emotions, because it kind of makes you know what, Bella Swan? And yeah, I'm picking specifically on Bella Swan, because I think she's sort of like the example and the trope name around this one. Toying with people's emotions like that, Bella Swan, stringing 2 boys along, not being able to commit to one, decide which one you're actually in love. It kind of makes you a bitch, Bella. It kind of makes you a bitch. It's not a cool way to behave, man. Don't toy with people's emotions like that. Not getting as much dodge as I would have expected from Nick Fury, but the guy is blind in one eye. It's easy to sneak up on his blind side. You just throw like a left hook at him. He's never going to see it coming.
At least promises success.
I'm going to leave more gold in the ground. I'm not going to open this chest. What I am going to do is camp. We've got a little bit higher stress than I would like. We have got to free up some inventory space before we can do anything. And camping for buffs is not necessarily a horrible idea. Maintain our equipment. We could do instruction. +5. It only lasts for 4 combats. All of this stuff really only lasts for 4 combats. What else can we do? We could well, first we're going to Sanctuary. This gets rid of nighttime ambush potential. I appreciate no opportunity for nighttime ambush. We could Gallows Humor. Yes. Beautiful. Everybody loves a good we're all gonna die joke. There's nothing funnier when you're down in the darkest dungeon and things look their grimmest. Boy, a little bit of, hey, I think everyone might wind up dead. And nothing's gonna cheer you up like that. We're gonna encourage Madeline Pryor. And then do we Trinket Scrounge? Yes. Oh, it's a good thing we did. Blasphemous Vials are real good. We already have one, so, but still, that thing will fetch a pretty penny. It's quite valuable. We can also turn it in for deeds, trinkets, which is really probably what we should do with a bunch of our extra trinkets. We should sell them or trade them in. I've been suboptimally managing some of my resources, I admit this. Antiquarian, nah, you don't need a key. Just open it. What's in there? Press busts and antique coins. Busts. Anything I want to trade those in for? No, we'll just leave those on the ground. Our first curio is right down here. We might as well go get it taken care of. Free up another inventory slot. Okay. We can burn 1 torch on this and fill our inventory. We could also throw medicinal herbs at it. I think we just wait. We're going to be coming back this way anyhow. Altar has been purified. We will have Buffy get a little bit of free stress relief by disarming that trap. Then we're going to come in here, and I think we'll just turn back around. Putting a torch on that altar should restore our light level fully. 1 torch should be able to get us back to 100% if we drop a torch on that. I am correct in this assumption, am I not, Buffy? Blazing powerful mixture, yes.
May we find victory.
It occurs to me now, however, that it might have been the smarter move to just let the antiquarian search it and just take the loot. There is a curio there, but it's not a quest curio. At this point, really all I want to do, get the damn quest done, Pete. Stop dicking around and finish the damn quest. This is what we need to do. We need to finish the quest. Quest must be done. Gotta get it done. Gotta get her done. We gotta Larry the Cable Guy on this one, Pete. Gotta get her done. You know what, Buffy? You can read a book. I don't care if you read EL, James. Well, you found a map that's completely pointless. Well, not completely pointless, but... in fact, not pointless at all, and quite useful. It's showed us every curio. One of these should be our quest location. Quest location. Sweet. No, don't hold up. We know where we're going now, Buffy. Now's not the time to hold up. We have a map now. Now's the time for rushing. We got a map to victory. We have a pathway, a plan for progress and peace. This is the time. We could solve this whole Middle East crisis and be home by dinner. Lasting effect on the hero. You have nymphomania. Wait a minute. How is that a positive thing? Sure, okay. What is definitively classified as a mental illness in the, I forget what the name of the manual is where they classify, codify, and otherwise name and enumerate all the various mental illnesses, of which nymphomania is definitely in that book. But Buffy's like, no, it's fine. Totally cool with being a nymphomaniac. Pages are unsettling, which had no actual negative effects. Electra Not Quite Nachos, gonna dig us right on through that. We'll check out this urn. Buffy contracted the deadly disease, which she then immediately resisted. That enhanced Slayer fortitude of Buffy's paying some dividends. We really should have raised our torchlight here. Colonel Fury, taking a little bit of stress. That's fine, we just got rid of most of our stress. I think we're in, from a stress standpoint, fairly good situation here. Good shot from Not Quite Nachos. They've been doing so much damage, man. The Gravedigger. They really are a powerful weapon in the arsenal of good at this point. Go ahead and bonk this man. We'll set up the riposte. More importantly, we're going to have Madeline Pryor try and take the kill on that chump. Buffy Summers not having any of your shit. Be like, I bring you, pull you to me. Buffy's like, man, I can resist the seductive charms of a vampire lord. What chance do you have? Also, I'm not really into girls. Buffy was, you know, as we all know, wholeheartedly devoted to Luke Perry. And who can blame her? I mean, it's Luke Perry. I'm not normally into dudes, but I'm pretty sure if Luke Perry came up and he's like, hey, Pete, you, lighting was just right. Maybe I had a couple drinks in me. He's like, you maybe want to go somewhere, Pete, and talk a little bit or something? I'd be like, you know, you are Luke Perry. Yeah, I kind of do want to go somewhere and talk, Luke. Let's go have a conversation specifically about my, my sexual preferences. Because you know what, Luke? I'm thinking if you kiss me hard on the mouth, we might be able to make a go of this. Just we two plucky kids, alone against the worlds. What do you say, Luke? What do you say?
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
I need those deeds. I need that gold. I'm feeling like the guy from the Treasure of Sierra Madre. Nobody is poisoned, so there's no point in just drinking the anti-venom. I'm hauling the antiquarian through this dungeon specifically for the purpose of making fat stacks of sweet loot. And I gotta say, the fat stacks of sweet loot do not appear to be coming. I really gotta remember to use a freaking torch. But the fat stacks of sweet loot do not appear to be accumulating as swiftly as I might like. Beautiful dodge from Colonel Fury there. Colonel Fury. Let's go ahead and set the riposte. That guy is 6 HP. Buffy is not going to be able to get the kill with any of her abilities. Be calm, still your minds. What did you do, Buffy? Give us a bonus accuracy and bonus crit. Well, that was very nice of you, man. Such inspiring words. Wouldn't have expected it from a valley girl like you, and then you come all Franklin Delano Rose. We have nothing to fear but fear itself kind of speech action. That's... Just when I think I've plumbed the depths of Buffy Summers and that there's not much more to her than her parents' credit card and a fancy dress, and then you go and do a thing like that and make me question everything I ever thought I knew. We got the worries from... Okay, sure. Well, might as well keep stacking that blight on there. It is going to be one of our better sources of damage for this guy. His protection rating is not... it's not monumental, but it's also non-zero. Colonel Fury's getting a little bit worried. You can't worry, Colonel Fury, boy. What are you thinking? Colonel Fury doesn't get worried. I know Fury and worry rhyme, which is why you keep saying it over and over again, but I assure you that Colonel Fury is not fear. 9 damage a tick. We're doing some solid work on that. He's just going to howl the rest of the fight. And the big dodge. Take that, Mr. Ghoul Man. You're doomed. I think you have actually fatal damage? You do. Good, because I'm going to heal Nick Fury. A critical would have been beautiful there, Anodyne. Not just because we needed the heals, but also for the stress relief. I did that just because it was fun. Yeah, sure. Try some fortifying vapors. It could critical heal or something. It didn't. More accuracy, more crit. Also, it sounds, when we command, it sounds like Colonel Fury is blowing the horn of Gondor, and it's something about that just kind of pleases my inner nerd. Blow the horn of Gondor, Colonel Fury. Summon the bannermen. Bring the Thanes. Also, don't search sacks because that is Buffy's job. Seriously, you could have given yourself some kind of crippling ailment by doing that. Don't do that again. Expect more discipline than that out of you, Colonel Fury. Nick Fury, man, I expect better. Gotta show better tactical sense, man. Let the antiquarian do the antiquarian's job. Delegate, Colonel Fury. Delegate. Well, I was really hoping we might find a secret room on this, and it's what I've been saving this key for, but opportunities for secret rooms are apparently few and far between. I want to get this man out of the way before he stacks a bunch of bleed on us. Also, I want to get the riposte thing started early. Kick to the face, then? I should have threw that... That was a mistake. I should have thrown that blight attack at the ghoul. Without doubt, I should have chucked it at the ghoul. Would have been vastly more useful ticking away on him. We wasted a whole bunch of damage tossing it at that guy, because it's going to tick once, do some damage, and it's going to... I mean, he's going to die, which is useful. That's going to end. We could have got more damage out of that if we'd had it ticking on this ghoul the entire time. The Antiquarian's Blight attack does give her some utility, I suppose, against really high protection units. Not massive amounts of utility, but some... We dodged that attack. Why did I still get stress? I'm gonna have to cry shenanigans on that one, guys. That's straight up horse hockey. Bonus accuracy bonus to the damage against marked, but that guy is not marked. Let's just take the pick to the face then, which I think has the higher intrinsic chance to critical. This guy also appears to be ignoring our mark at will. We are self-marking here so that he will swing at Colonel Fury, who has the enhanced dodge, and he's definitely not swinging at Nick Fury. He's not worried about Nick Fury, which is a worry for me. You should be worried about Nick Fury. Keep bonking him, Nick. Keep up with the good, he just doesn't care. He also just can't hit Electra Not Quite Nachos, so all things considered, I suppose it's a wash. You're dead now, right? 6 damage, you have 3 health left. Yeah, you're dead, but I'm still gonna have Electra. Bam! That's what I was hoping for. There's my crit. I was also hoping for a little more than 4 stress relief, I'm not gonna lie. Didn't get it, but I did pick up 2 portraits, a couple extra torches, which is good, because I was worried about how we were gonna keep our light level high for the rest of the dungeon. But with 3 torches, we should be relatively okay. Buffy, check out the sack. Nothing doing. Last quest item is in this room. I do not like the fact that we have surprised these men. I do not like it. I do not like it at all, because these spear guys do a shitload of damage. Picked up a few tricks from your old master, huh? Well, you gave us an accuracy and crit buff. Apparently your old master taught you a neat trick, but what he didn't teach you is how to best utilize the skills of the people you're with and throw those tricky abilities of yours at the proper target. If only he had taught you targeting priority, we'd all be in a better place. Dodge! Yeah, it's my girl. I'm beginning to wonder if a party of 4 gravediggers that were just massively enhanced with dodge abilities, if you couldn't just make them basically unhittable. It would be a very interesting sort of thing to try. 12 damage to Johnny with the crossbow there in the back. We're gonna keep stacking blight on this guy. Critical blight! Gets 6 damage per round for 5 rounds. It is... Oh, okay. Well, you've been living dangerously for a while, Electra. I think it's not surprising that you finally wound up getting burned. Please kill that man. Madeline Pryor striking back. Critical for critical. She criticaled on the heel, too. Well, we don't have to swing at that man, because now he technically is dead. Well, okay, he's doubly dead. He would have died of poison anyway, but Nick Fury finished him off beforehand. Apparently, Nick Fury's not with the whole Sergeant Horvath, no, let him cook method of dispatching his foes. He's the more practical, screw it, just shoot him now method. I'm gonna eat this food, take the gold. Oh, I want the gold. What am I going to throw on the ground? Shovels? The key? I don't care about the blight charm. I'll just leave it on the ground. If only we had been able to do this before getting that loot, I would feel much better. We're definitely going to continue adventuring here. There are some unexplored curios. We know this room doesn't have a fight, so the only thing we're going to take, the only potential risk walking up here is the stress we'll get for just wandering around through the dungeon, which shouldn't be a monumental amount. And every curio we can encounter is a chance for Buffy to find more cash and prizes. Alright, Buffy, pretend this is your showcase shopping spree here after you've correctly solved the puzzle in 1980's Wheel of Fortune. Remember back in the day when Wheel of Fortune didn't just give you money when they had like a little, yes, eat, that's fine. I don't want to call it a mall, but it was basically like a tiny little mall full of garbage. And they just let the contestants be like, you can buy this kind of crap. And they were always like, oh, you know, I'll take the portrait of the dogs playing poker. Pat. I'll take the portrait of the dogs playing poker. It's Pat Sajak, not Alex Trebek. Of the dogs playing poker for $640. I'll take the new playroom design chess set for $640, and I'll just take the rest on a gift certificate for sharper image, Pat. Also, the prizes always suck. And you know that was definitely also the whole prize thing explained if you went Perfidious Pete to kind of blow the whole meta for you on that. You know anything about like retails and retailing? What it was is they would get that stuff from, they got all those goods, those cash and prizes. They got all that stuff for free. There was no actual money changing hands. They got all those products for free because it was advertising dollars for the manufacturers. The manufacturers were putting that stuff up there at like a fraction of what it would have actually cost them. Then they charged the players the manufacturer's suggested retail price for that. A little ancillary benefit for the people who manufactured the show, by the way. We should have left earlier.
No force of will can overcome a failing.
Man, that is an absolute metric shitload of stress. Also, we knew this room. Alright, I'm not pleased about the 11th hour stress there, but that's what I get for making fun of Merv Griffin, I suppose. Mr. Griffin's powerful media empire is out to bring me down. Be like, don't give away the secrets of old school Wheel of Fortune, Pete, scumbag. We don't even do that anymore. We just give him the money now. Should have just always given him the money. They had to claim the actual manufacturer's suggested retail price, too, on their tax forms. Those people would be like, oh, you know, I'll take the vacuum cleaning set for $880, Pat. They had to claim that on their taxes as income, too, so they sort of got doubly fucked. Merv Griffin. Jerk. Alright, well, Electra did bump up to level 5. If we could have somehow gotten her one less resolve EXP, I would have been cheerful to do it, but so c'est la vie. Beast Slayer, I suppose, is not terrible, but Curious is a goddamn nightmare. It replaced Deviant Tastes. Well, it couldn't have replaced anything worse than itself. Minus 5% damage to range skills. That's goddamn terrible. That has got to go. And the runs also definitely needs to go with minus 20. Wow, we got a nice parting shot right there. Talk about our copy of the home game for the losers. We got a nice kick in the pants as we walked out of that dungeon. What a jip. Silence in the Crypt, so we get bonus damage on the ruins in our next quest, also bonus EXP in the ruins on our next quest. EXP is really less tempting than pretty much anything else. We did get double disease cures, which is nice. We sent them in both to have the fits cured, and instead the sanitarium managed to wipe out across the board. Don't hate that. I don't really relish it, but I also don't hate it. You got the rabies, John Constantine. We'll just let you hang on to those. Electra, we definitely need to get you some diarrheal medicine. Let's get some Imodium AD and use stat. Nick Fury, you have the worries. That's got to go as well. Also, didn't Buffy get like 55 different mental ailments as well? Nope. Could have sworn Buffy got some manner of disease. Don't really care that she's wandering out disease-free. I'm never going to complain about this. How are we doing stress-wise? Madeline Pryor could use some stress relief. Colonel Fury definitely needs some stress relief, but he's going to be otherwise occupied, so it doesn't look like this team's going to be going anywhere in the immediate future. What is important, though, deeds. We finally got some, and we can finally do this. Booyah! Oh yeah, I'm feeling real good about that. Fully upgraded blacksmith. That means level 5 weapons, level 5 armors. Our guild, likewise, fully upgraded, and that has the additional ancillary benefit of meaning with 16 portraits and 24 busts, we can go all the way to experienced results in Stagecoach Town here. Yes, please. I want all of the solid recruits, baby.
Ambition is stirring in distant cities.
So what do we got? We got a grave robber. We got a level 2 leper. I'm probably gonna take that leper. Welcome to the team, pal.
This man understands that adversity and existence are one and the
Hold on a
same.
minute. Could this be the possible perfect sort of team? Frontline fighter, second rank damage, third rank ass-kicking face stomper, and, you know, the Phoenix Force bringing up the rear. That's, you know what? I think we found next mission's team right there. That's going to be slam dunk. Thanks for making it easy, Darkest Dungeon. I don't like to have to think. I appreciate you obviating the need for me to have an original thought, because by and large, those are hard for me to come by. And I'm going to try and originally end this episode, but I was trying to think of a way to originally tie those two thoughts together, and I have failed, proving, in fact, self-fulfilling prophecy, Pete. No original thoughts. Anyway, this one's done. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Your support does really mean a lot. And if you'd like to watch me struggle for metaphors on a regular basis, you might consider subscribing as well, because I do that pretty regularly. Right now, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.